My dear students of the secondary school third year, this is محمد صالح will welcome you and begin this is final revision for the third year. But first, my dear students, let me introduce my colleague, Mrs. Károlين and Mrs. Jérmين.
My dear students, welcome back to our episode today. Today is one of the most important episodes we're going to have. We're going to have our final revision. We have a lot to introduce together, from exercises, from revision on the story and grammar. Please be with us.
Dear students, welcome to our final episode today. We all know that you are under pressure, maybe you are tense a little bit. We would like you to feel confident and relax and focus on what we are going to do today to benefit the most from it.
Respond to each of the following situations.
Akram says that the internet has many disadvantages. You think he's wrong.
I don't think so. I am not sure. That's not true.
You start to smoke. Now you regret starting this bad habit.
I wish I hadn't started smoking. Or, I regret starting smoking.
An English friend asks you how you celebrate Sham el-Nessim.
I or we celebrate by eating salted fish.
Someone tells you that his father fell off his bike and died. You are surprised.
Good heavens, really? That's unbelievable.
In the morning, the street was wet and there were ponds of water. You did use?
It must have rained yesterday.
Your younger brother is crossing the crowded street. You warn him.
Take care. Watch out when you are crossing the street.
Now, my dear students, mention the place, the speakers, and the language function in each of the following mini dialogues.
Do you remember what happened?
No, I just remember walking up in the road.
How do you feel now?
Not too bad. Will I have to stay here tonight?
We're not sure yet. We'll have to check you have no broken bones.
Place, speaker A, speaker P, and function. Place hospital. speaker A دكتور بيكلم patient المريض. الفانكشن بتاعنا لو هي دي المحادثة الأولى بنقول ask for information أو inquiry. لكن في عندنا حاجات تانية عشان نختصر المحادثات. لو طلب منك to get a passport بتقول ايه؟ المكان بيبقى فين؟
Passport department.
عايزين سبيكر A وسبيكر B.
An official citizen to get visa.
لو طلب منك ده في الامباسي، لو انت to get فيزا المكان في الامباسي اللي بيتكلم فيها بيبقى اوفيشال يعني موظف حكومي، واللي رايح بيبقى ابليكانت. لكن لو طلب منك to book a flight ticket.
We are in the travel agency or the travel agent, and the person is the passenger.
To extend your stay, but your stay in a foreign country. To extend your stay. بس فين؟ in a foreign country. في فرق بين extend your stay in a hotel أو extend your stay in a foreign country. المكان
Ellen's department.
speaker A and speaker B.
An official, foreigner or tourist.
To have your luggage checked. انت عشان وانت داخل المطار راجع من السفر بتاعك بتبقى بتعدي على صالة الجمرك. ده عشان ايه؟ to have your luggage checked. طب المكان بيبقى فين؟
customs
السبيكر A والسبيكر B
an official to a passenger.
كمان احنا عايزين نقول حاجه. لو انت رايح تشتري حاجه وانت مش عارف اسم المكان اللي بيبيع الحاجه دي، انت ممكن تكتب اسم الحاجه وجنبها كلمه شوب. يعني لو انا رايح اشتري تلفزيون مثلا، المفروض نقول الكترونكس شوب. طب انت مش عارف كلمه الكترونكس، بتكتب تي في شوب بس ما تجمعش تي في. بعدين المتحدث الاول اللي هو السيلر او الكاستمر، عايزين الفانكشن بتاعنا يتحدد في حاجه. لو هو بيسال، لو عندنا مثلا سؤال بيبقى asking for information, asking for direction، او بيبقى inquiry استفسار. طب لو هو مديني نقطه، لا اما لو هي اول حاجه بنقول مثلا giving information, giving instruction، او respond او reply. فحاول تختصر فيها وما تحاولش تكرر الكلام اللي فوق. احنا عارفين ان المحادثه الاولى الفانكشن بيتكلم عن سبيكر A، والمحادثه الثانيه الفانكشن بيتكلم عن سبيكر B. Excuse me, I need to find out about modern farming in Egypt for a university project.
All the information on agriculture is on the second floor.
Thank you. Can I take all of the books out?
Yes, just bring them to the desk near the entrance.
The place, speaker A, speaker B, function. The place is a library. Speaker A, university student. Speaker B, librarian. Function, reply, giving information or response.
في محادثة تانية بيقول Can I help you?
Yes, please. 2 blue pens and a plastic ruler.
دي برضه مكتبة، بس مش مكتبة للاستعارة، لا ده مكتبة لبيع الأدوات المكتبية. يعني تختلف برضه عن البوك شوب، المكتبة لبيع الكتب. That will be 15 pounds in all.
Here you are. Thank you.
Place, speaker A, speaker B, and function. The place is a stationer's. The speaker A is a salesperson to the customer, and he's offering help.
I want to check my eyes, please.
Do you have glasses?
Yes, I do.
Place, speaker A, speaker B, and function. Clinic or oculists. بيتكلم patient وبيتكلم oculist. يبقى هنا احنا عندنا clinic او نقول عليها oculists. انت لما تجيب اسم الشخص اللي بيعمل في المكان ده وتحط عليه apostrophe s، كده انت جبت البليس المكان. فلو قلت clinic ولو قلت oculists، اللي بيتكلم patient بيتكلم oculist. حاول تبعد عن الدكتور، لان الدكتور ده بقى معنى عام، لكن احنا في عندنا oculist، في عندنا dentist، في عندنا vet طبيب البيطري. فحاول تخصصات طبعا، فحاول تبعد عن كلمه دكتور دي. الفانكشن asking for help.
Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D.
I prefer music to pop music. Classic, classes, classics, classical.
طبعا انت في الاختيار بتاعك بتحاول تترجم كل معاني الكلمات اللي موجوده في التشويس اللي قدامك، في الاوبشنز اللي قدامك دي. احنا خدنا في الوحده الثانيه كلمه كلاسيك دي معناها عالي الجوده. لكن كلمه كلاسيكس خدناها قبل كده معناها دراسه الادب، لما يكون في ستادي دراسه الادب القديم. يعني كلاسيك بتختلف عن كلاسيكس، لكن كلاسيكال دي معناها مرتبط بالقديم. احنا عندنا في المنهج كلاسيكال بتيجي مع حاجتين، كلاسيكال اركتكتشر وكلاسيكال ميوزك. يبقى انت بتختار كده برضو، تختار ما تقراش الاجابه واحده بس، اقرا الاربع الاختيارات وبعدين اختار. الاجابه الصح كلاسيكال ميوزك.
In some countries, people use a passport instead of card. An identity, a personal, a national, or an individual. Now when we come to choose which word we're going to choose, we have to make sure that this word matches really the real meaning. أنا دلوقتي عندي identity و personal و national و individual. أنا دلوقتي داخل هقدم الباسبورت بتاعي، إيه اللي المفروض إن أنا بقدمه؟ حاجة بتعرفني. So what is the only thing that gets people to know me؟ البطاقة بتاعتي. That's an identity card. يبقى لا personal هتنفع ولا national ولا individual. It has to be my identity card.
Akram, the train, he was at the station half an hour before the train left. Can't miss, can't have missed, must have missed, didn't miss. احنا طبعا عندنا هنا معنى الجملة واضح انه أكرم بنتكلم على situation في الباست وبنقول انه هو كان محضر نفسه بانه كان بدري نص ساعة. معنى جملة he was at the station half an hour before the train left، يعني هو كان رايح بدري بنص ساعة. مش ممكن أنا هستعمل هنا present، لازم هيكون كمان الديدكشن بتاعي لازم يكون في الباست. يبقى الرايت انسر لازم تتضمن انه تأكيد انه هو أكيد ما فوتش القطر بس لحقوه، وكمان لازم يكون في الباست. خلوا بالكم اوقات بنتلخبط في النيجاتيف وبقول نيجاتيف يبقى هي دي الصح، مش ممكن يكون
can't miss او didn't miss.
لا يعني خلي بالك ان المعنى هنا هيفرق. تعالوا نشوف في الاختيار بتاعنا هتبقى أكرم can't have missed the train. He was at the station half an hour before the train left.
I've just finished a novel. The main character is an 80-year-old man. Which, in which, who, or whose. طبعا I've just finished a novel اللي فيها in which the main character is an 80-year-old man.
Have you heard? They have discovered an space new treatment for flu. Effective treatment ولا useless treatment ولا real treatment ولا cruel treatment. طبعا هم وجدوا علاج فعال، بتبقى عندنا كلمة effective treatment.
There was great when our team won the football match. Procession, imprisonment, excitement, attachment. طبعا excitement هي الإجابة الصحيحة لأن باقي الكلمات بتتكلم على different meanings مش ماشية مع السيتويشن نفسه.
I've seen an interesting article on the internet which I have space onto my computer. Received, done, downloaded, or written. I've seen an interesting article on the internet which I have downloaded onto my computer.
By this time next week, the exam result will space have been published, have published, publish, or be publishing. By this time next week بقى بالنسبة لي future perfect فبتاخد have been published.
Ahmed is really about all kinds of sport. He loves playing and watching it. Interested, active, enthusiastic, keen. Ahmed is really enthusiastic about all kinds of sports. طبعا احنا عندنا enthusiastic معناها عنده حماس شديد لاتجاه شيء معين.
In some modern homes, water space by energy from the sun. خلي بالنا واحنا بنختار ان احنا عندنا a passive sentence. Are heated, heat, is heated, or is heating. بما ان هي passive يبقى لازم يكون في verb to be plus past participle. يبقى الاثنين ينفعوا are heated و is heating. طبعا since water is singular then it has to be is heated.
There is water all over the floor. Someone is space to turn off the shower. Must forget. برضه رجعنا تاني للديدكشن. Must have forgotten or can't have forgotten or can't have forgotten. هو طبعا او can have forgotten. طبعا الديدكشن بتاعي يبقى اكيد في حد طبعا نسي انه يقفل الحنفيه. must have forgotten.
My sister hasn't finished her course yet. She is still a trainer, an employee, an employer, a trainee. طبعا أنا عندي 4 اختيارات في منهم trainer, employee, employer و trainee. trainee هو الشخص اللي بياخد التدريب أو اللي هو لسه تحت التمرين. trainer هو المدرب. employee و employer من الكلمات اللي بتلخبط جامد. employee هو الموظف والemployer هو صاحب العمل. فهنا هتبقى trainee. لو أنا بتلخبط في الحاجات اللي زي دي ممكن إن أنا أربط كلمة employee و trainee إن هي ends with double E، فيمكن ده يعمل لينك بين الكلمتين وبعضهم علشان أفتكر إن هو ده الشخص اللي هو لسه تحت التدريب أو هو الموظف مش صاحب العمل.
A new supermarket in our town was opened by a well-known yesterday. Celebrity, famous, character, or somebody. طبعا بما انه well-known then a well-known celebrity يعني شخص مشهور.
At her first school, she spaced to wear a blue uniform. Had, must, could, have. ما تنساش ان في to بعد السبيس. يعني ما ينفعش اقول must to، ما ينفعش اقول could to. في الحالات دي الكلام في الباست فبقول had to wear a blue uniform.
He is thinking of on a new business studies course at the local college. Entering, applying, enrolling, beginning. طبعا احنا شرحنا في حلقات سابقة كلمة enroll معناها انه يقدم في كورس او to join يسجل اسمه في كورس او ان هو ينضم لتدريب معين. تسجيل.
My cousin is very space. He loves meeting and talking to new people. Well organized, conscientious, sociable, or ambitious. بيحب يقابل الناس، يتكلم مع الناس، يبقى definitely my cousin is very sociable. Find the mistake in each of the following sentences, then write it correctly.
I want to make some sandwiches. Have we got a bread?
Of course, we cannot say a bread, so have we got any bread? It's uncountable.
Soha shouldn't eat too many sweets because she is chronic.
Soha shouldn't eat too many sweets because she is diabetic.
Alfred Farag is a famous Egyptian playwright. Of course, he's a famous Egyptian playwright. Take care of the spelling. كاتب.
طبعا بلاي رايت مش بتنفصل، يعني حتى لو جابها لي بلاي رايت مفصوله انا هرجع تاني احط كلمتين بلاي رايت as one word.
When I have nothing to do, I feel really boring.
When I have nothing to do, I feel really bored. The adjective with ed to describe the feelings of the people.
The person whose job is to clean the school is not here today. He is ill.
The person whose job، لأن عندنا اسم وبعدها اسم الثاني مملوك للاسم الأولاني بنقول the person whose job.
A civil servant is someone who works for the army.
A civil servant is someone who works for the government.
أحمد زويل is a good educated scientist. أنا ما ينفعش أقول good educated، احنا إما نقول good education إما أقول well educated. طب أنا عندي الاثنين أهو، أرجع للفيرب اللي عندي is، فإز بيبقى عايزة معاها adjective فلازم أقول well educated. لكن لو قال لي has كنت قلت له good education. شوف الإجابة، أحمد زويل is a well educated scientist. اللي خلاني أعمل كده هو الفيرب الموجود.
Electricity produces from the water in power stations. طبعا electricity هي اللي وقع عليها الفعل so it is produced from the water in power stations.
He came first and gained the gold medal. He came first and won the gold medal.
If I feel tired, I'd usually go to bed.
If I feel tired, I usually go to bed. ودي من الحالة بتاع الزيرو بتعبر عن الحقيقة والموقف العادة، لأن دي العادة بتاعتي I usually go to bed.
The Great Wall of China is 6,400 kilometers length.
The Great Wall of China is 6,400 kilometers long.
لما اقول in length لما اقول long يعني عندي الاثنين صح.
Minna told me that she would go out the night before.
Minna told me that she had gone out the night before.
My dear students, now we come to the prisoner of Zend. احنا بنعمل شوية أسئلة عامة على المنهج بالكريتيكال ثينكينج بتاعتنا. يعني احنا قلنا في الشرح بتاعنا ليه رودلف ما كانش بيشتغل علشان كذا، ازاي روز أقنعت رودلف ان هو يعمل فور سير جاكوب، لكن دلوقتي احنا في بعض الأسئلة about critical thinking ودي بتيجي في الامتحان ممكن سؤالين من الأربعة اللي هم general question. شوف معانا الأسئلة كده.
Rudolph was accused of being lazy by Rose. How did he defend himself?
He said he belonged to a rich, important family. He has a lot of money and doesn't need to work.
According to Rose, how was Rodolph Rassendyll unlike his brother Robert Rassendyll؟ يعني عايزين الديفرنسز، الاختلاف ما بين رودولف وبين his brother Robert. لما تقول لي الاختلاف في الابييرنس اند البيرسوناليتي وتشرحها لي برضه، لما نشوف الرد بتاعنا هيكون شكله ايه.
Rudolph is different because he does not take his duties to society seriously and he doesn't work. He also had red hair.
Throughout the novel, Rudolph's character has changed to the best. Discuss with examples.
He learned that a person with a position in society has responsibilities. But even without a position in society, we all have a duty to help other people when we can.
More than one mistake has been made by the pretend king. Mention two of them.
A. He didn't give permission to Michael to enter when he was at the palace of the princess.
B. When he told the princess that when he was younger, he didn't think he would worry about society one day.
How did the Duke plot against his half-brother? Why did he do that plot?
He sent him some poisoned cakes to prevent him from going to the coronation. He did that as he wanted to become the king.
What is the moral of the prisoner of Zend? ودي من الأسئلة المهمة جدا للستوري المورال of the story. It's very important question لأنه تقريبا بيجمع كل اللي احنا اتكلمنا فيه في الستوري قبل كده، واللي ده this is the important thing of the critical thinking، ان اشوف ايه الهدف، ايه المعنى الأخلاقي اللي عايز يوصل لنا كقارئ. فده من الأسئلة المهمة جدا واللي كتير بتقابلنا في امتحاناتنا، فبليز take care of this question.
Kind people are rewarded, but wicked people are punished in the end.
The theme of struggle over power is clear in the novel. Explain.
Rudolf Elfberg has the right to be the new king, but his half-brother wants it to himself. So he poisons Rudolf to prevent him from attending the coronation. But Rassendyll appears to take power. Michael puts plans to get rid of Rassendyll, but in vain.
It's said that sapped the brain in the novel. هو العقل المدبر في القصة فعلا. Prove that by two examples.
Sapp suggested that Rassendyll take the king's place during the coronation. And then he persuaded Rassendyll to continue in pretending being the king.
Do you think Madame de Maubon is a good or evil character, and why?
She is a good character as she didn't like the Duke's ambitions and evil plans. So she warned Rassendyll of everything.
Was the end of the novel happy or tragic? Give reasons.
The end was happy because the real king, who was kind, was saved, and Duke Michael, who was wicked, was killed.
Which social class was Michael supported by and why?
The poor class supported Duke Michael as he always lived in Ruritania, cared about the people, and promised that things will change.
What lesson did both the real king and Mr. Rassendyll learn from what had happened?
The real king learned that what a true king should be, while Mr. Rassendyll learned all about duties and responsibilities.
Seth said that they were lucky that they met Rodolph Rassendyll. Explain that statement.
He looked like the king, and his German was perfect, so he could go to Stralsund to be crowned instead of the poisoned king.
Who sent the letter to Rudolph and why?
Madame de Maubon sent the letter to Rudolph to warn him from Duke Michael's plans.
How did Rassendyll plan to save the king?
Rudolph told Joanne to open the front door to the mansion at 2 o'clock in the morning. They would quickly enter and tie up the servants if they did not want to help the king.
Who sent the 2 letters to Princess Flavia and why?
Duke Michael sent one of them to invite her, but Madame de Maubon sent the letter to ask her not to go or to warn her.
Who presents goodness and wickedness in the novel? Mention 2 examples.
The real king represents goodness when he invited Rassendyll to dinner and didn't allow him to go at night. Duke Michael represents wickedness when he tried to kill the king to take his place.
In what way was goodness rewarded and wickedness punished?
The real king who represents goodness was saved, but the duke who represents wickedness was killed.
Robert was greedy. Explain.
He wanted to kill the duke to make it easy for Mr. Rassendyll to be the king, and then he would get the reward.
Mr. Rassendyll was a good man, fair, and has principles. Explain, giving examples.
He refused to kill the duke and the king and take the throne. He also refused to marry Flavia because he was not the real king.
What did Mr. Rassendyll understand and realize at the end of the story?
He understood that a person with position in society has responsibilities.
Translation.
Translate from English to Arabic.
Peace gives us a golden chance to carry out useful projects. طبعا الجملة الانجليش بادئة بالسبجكت، بادئة بالفاعل peace، لكن احنا لما نبدأ بالعربي أكيد هنبدأ بالverb. Peace gives us a golden chance to carry out useful projects. It saves the money spent on wars and destructive weapons. In peace, this money can be used for building new factories, improving healthcare, and solving the problems of housing and transport.
يمنحنا السلام فرصة ذهبية لإنجاز مشروعات نافعة، كما إن السلام يوفر ألا نتفق على الحروب وأسلحة الدمار، ففي فترات السلم تستخدم هذه الأموال لبناء مصانع جديدة وتحسين الرعاية الصحية وحل مشكلة الإسكان والمواصلات.
Translate into English.
إن المواطنة هي أن يعرف كل مواطن حقوقه وواجباته، وأن يكون قادراً على أن يشارك بفاعلية في حل مشكلات مجتمعه.
Citizenship is that the citizen knows his rights and duties and to be able to participate effectively in solving the problems of his society.
تسعى المؤسسات التعليمية إلى تعميق الفكر الديمقراطي وتدريب الأجيال الصاعدة على المشاركة وإبداء الرأي والنقد البناء.
the educational institution seeks or tries to deepen the democratic thought and train the rising generations on participation, voicing opinion, and constructive criticism.
Thank you, my dear students. We hope to get benefit of what we said. But before we leave, you must organize your exam paper. This is tablet. This is for the first time for you. Thank you and goodbye.
The same as Mr. Muhammad had said, I hope that all what we have presented for you today is of great importance and benefit for all of you. Again, as Mr. Muhammad said, please organize your paper, work hard on your revising. Don't finish your paper and give it in unless you revise everything and every little part that you cover. Hope for all of you the best of luck.
Dear students, from the bottom of our hearts, we wish you all the best and good luck in your results and your exams. See you. Bye-bye.